Welcome to GA325 Corporate Campaigns. This is week 6, part 2 of the presentation. Exterior cover of the publication. The cover of a publication is a work in itself. It is an essential component of the overall package. A book or magazine cover should reflect the overall feeling and message of the publication. The cover should catch the desired audience's eye and lead them to purchase it. It visually communicates some of the editorial content, especially of magazines. Most importantly, it should provide a first impression of the publication to the reader so that it can have a high visual impact to get someone to purchase it and want to read more. Covers should generate interest and reflect secondary and tertiary functions or messages within the sections. Branding information is usually provided, even just a logo or a slogan. It creates a transition from the outside world to its internal experience. The cover of a newspaper is the front page. It consists of a strong brand identifier, the title of the paper. This is referred to as the masthead. Magazine covers consist of, they have a masthead as well, the main logo, so that you know what company it's from and what magazine it is, and that's going to be similar from every issue in terms of it's basically their logo, along with a primary snapshot and a list of major articles. Some may have additional information using callouts and subheads to try to put as much information on the cover as possible to get people to be interested in wanting to read more. Magazine covers consist of, as we can see here, the masthead is people, and that's in their consistent placement and logo, type font, and then their one big powerful image that is kind of like the meat and potatoes, the main story. Then there's additional content along the side. As you can see, they brought out imagery of other, in this case, famous people that have articles in there that are, a little bit secondary in terms of the content compared to the main image. And then also little descriptions of, what that article is going to be about. Newspaper covers consist of, we have a masthead, a major headline article, subheads articles, table of contents. The front page of a newspaper normally has the stories that impact the greatest number of viewers or are considered the most significant at the time. They will contain primary headlines as well as secondary, along with articles. Most news publications offer a navigation system on the cover page to lead readers to sections of interest. Here we see an example of a major newspaper, the New York Times, which the masthead is the largest font on the front at the top, where our eyes begin. The major photo and article are once again of the president. The subheads and additional articles are below. In this case, the newspaper is so large with so many sections that the table of content is flipped on to page 2. So as you can kind of see, this has more of a vertical layout like most newspaper. It's probably in the standard type of format. And every newspaper is going to be a little bit different. Some are going to have more photos than others. Some are going to have just more text or even more articles on here. As you can kind of see, they really emphasized this major photo and really took up a lot of space. And you can see where the text on the right starts, and it'll then continue that article somewhere inside the page a little bit more. And what that does is also helps kind of get that reader to not just read the front story, but to be able to have to continue into the back so that they can thumb through it and be able to, maybe get interested in some of the content inside of it. Mastheads. The title, logo of a publication should be, as you can see, simple, powerful, communicate theme, stand out from the competitors, and be easily identifiable. Masthead titles should be simple and typographically dynamic, so in an expressive font, and also something that's nice and thick so that it's easily being able to see from a distance and stands out among all the other text that's on the page. The choice of font should communicate the primary visual identity of the newspaper or magazine, so care should be taken in the letter forms and shape of the word or logo. It should be quickly recognizable and stand out from the competition. A majority of the time, the graphic artist will not be creating a publication from issue 1, so the masthead will most likely already exist. There may be an opportunity to update or slightly alter an existing masthead, but again, that's going to come in time, and you don't do that every year, and you might do it every 3 to 5 years or so. And when that is being done, it's also a slight modification, more to keep up with the times or to emphasize something that they want in that logo, but it's not as much of a major overhaul change. Again, a major overhaul change can happen, but on established brands, they want to be consistent so that people continue to know that they're looking at the same magazine. So placement, sizing, elements surrounding, and colors of the masthead can also impact the target audience and enhance its visual effect. So another thing with the masthead on issues of a magazine is the font is always going to stay the same, the placement is going to stay the same, and the size is going to stay the same. However, the colors may change from issue to issue, and many times they'll choose a color that is from the photograph of the main photograph of the cover to help kind of blend the two masthead and the photo together and make them look more unified. Cover design questions. Just as with package design, the cover should be attractive and allow the publication to stand out from its competition. The designer has to consider how it will look on the newsstand next to similar types of publications. The mood, feeling, and theme on the inside content should be present in some way on the cover.